Bitcoin is disrupting the biggest crime against humanity that the world has ever seen, and that is the theft through inflation. Every single year, when the money gets printed, the value of the currency that people hold all around the world decreases. It's a silent tax, and many people overlook it because it doesn't show up on your tax bill at the end of the year. But Bitcoin is here, and since 2008, it's actually been an option to opt out of this system altogether. So I actually sat down in this episode with Bulgarian legend, Bitcoin educator, podcaster, and author, Ivan Ivanov, to talk about this, to talk about how Bitcoin is an opportunity for individuals and smaller countries to prosper in the future in this digital world that we're moving to. No longer are we limited to the borders that we're born in. Bitcoin enables a truly global free market where prices fall instead of rise. So if that's something that you're interested in, this episode's for you. Let's get into the show. Some people may feel like they missed the boat, like they're too late. What's the importance of educating people that maybe don't have Bitcoin or don't understand Bitcoin?
Well, many different perspectives. You can see deflation and inflation, the difference between the fiat and the Bitcoin. Bitcoin will help different people and will solve different problems. For example, in some country, people, the government confiscate their stuff, or they have big taxes, or they cannot just pass their wealth to the children, for example, or they have problems with gangsters or wars or something like that. In the other countries, they have really big inflation. For example, Turkey, the country next to mine. I've been there, and I know prices are going faster and faster up. So Bitcoin helps these problems. In every country, I think people have different problems, and Bitcoin will help solve them.
Yeah, Bitcoin solves different problems. Bitcoin is many different things to many different people, right?
I agree.
So yeah, it's definitely important to meet people where they're at, and not just tell people this is why you should have Bitcoin. It's like,
yeah, in the West we don't have. Bulgaria is in the middle of the East and West, and I cannot say we have a very big problem because we have banks, we have online services, we can use cards and everything, but it's not only the easy purchase, for example, online or in the store. It's many things. For me, the best thing is that I said it again in our conversation, but the fiat makes a lot of problems with the time. We are now not in the beginning of the fiat experiment because it's experiment. We have dollar is not backed by gold. How many? 50 years, 50 something. Euro is nearly old as Bitcoin, 20 years, 20 something like that. Again, not so old currency. And at the beginning, it's okay. Probably at that time of the human evolution, where we have new technologies, the number of peoples around the world, we are now 8 billion, 8.3 billion, I think. We go really fast, and we probably, for that time, we needed some currency different than gold. I don't know, I'm not sure, but slowly we have bigger and bigger debt. US, UK, all of the West, Japan, and many countries. Bulgaria is not so big debt right now, but I think we are slowly going the other way. So at one point, it's not sustainable. We cannot continue have bigger and bigger debt, and the economy is growing much not so faster, less. And this fiat experiment will be a big thing when it ends. And I see digital currencies. This is maybe one of the main things in the book or my last videos. I see we're going to digital currency. For sure, we are not using paper money in the next 10, 20, 30 years. And every digital thing is better than the analog thing. For example, pictures, smartphones, you know how it was before, how it's now. The digital money will be decentralized, and this is Bitcoin, or will be very centralized, and this is the CBDCs. We don't have something in the middle. Either we're free market and money which are not controlled by anybody, or we go to much worse than everything we've seen so far, with very, very centralized, with central, for example, ECB or Fed. And in the way of Bitcoin, I see free market, I see very big exponential economical growth all around the world. And the other thing, I see something much worse than communism or socialism, because we'll be very, very, very centralized. And it's very important subject right now for everybody to understand that we have money from the free market, the same way that gold become money slowly by just by the market. And we need to understand that and put some at the beginning of our savings there. When you understand better Bitcoin, you can put more and more, and stay away from the other stuff, because the other stuff will become things much worse, and I think we will live like slaves.
Yeah,
it's simple as that, but I don't think anybody see that, because in the television, here I have television, but of course I don't watch the state news. I just maybe watch some travel videos or podcasts here. Of course, on the television they will say great things about CBDC. They will say you have bonus in the end of the month, you can buy some stuff with that. They will say you can keep your cash, don't worry, it's not so about control. But if they have the control, they will change. People change. Some leaders promise something and always they broke the promises. But Bitcoin here is the best example. You have the rules, you play by these rules, more and more people play by these rules, and if you want to change, for example, I don't know in the English name, but you cannot do like this. If you change the rules of the game, you play the other game. So you cannot do that. You will play by yourself. And this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't make any promises, but he's the same thing like it was in the beginning.
Beautiful. That's a great analogy. Yeah. If you change the rules of chess, the game becomes, it's like the game is, it's a why play.
And the politics and the CBDCs will not have the same rules in next 10 years.
Yeah.
They will make excuses. They will say, we have pandemic, we have war, we have this, we have that. That's not my thing. I cannot feel calm, secure like I have Bitcoin, and I'm sure I have a digital, how is the name in English? The same like it is gold or other metal, but digital. Yeah. It doesn't change. It stays the same. Shitcoins, they change all the time. You have hard forks, and you cannot choose. You cannot vote. The things change. It's new thing, and you again. You are playing by different rules.
Yeah. Imagine trying to play chess against somebody, and they can change the rules, but you can't. You lose every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why do you need one of these? Why do you need a separate device to store your Bitcoin?
Because these devices are offline. They are not connected to the internet, and you keep your own keys, which you can do many different ways. When I started following the Bitcoin, we didn't have any hardware wallet. I think the first one was 2014, and it was Trezor, but the old model. And you can secure your Bitcoin in your head. You can remember 12 or 24 words, but there's still some risk. Again, you can do for some of your Satoshis. The other Satoshis you can put in different wallets, but you own them like you cannot own any other investment. All other investment are based in your ID. You can go, not all, for example, gold coins you can keep like Bitcoin, but they are physical. You cannot move all over the world. But other things like expensive cars, real estate, you keep them, and the ledger is in the government, or it depends if it's
maybe the bank, maybe the government, some centralized ledger.
And they can say right now you cannot access your investment, your wealth, or you need to do that before you sell them. For example, I sold my old car few weeks ago, and they said, "Oh, we see here you need to pay some taxes." And I went there, paid the taxes. When I came back, they said, "Oh, you changed the because when you have car in Bulgaria, you have some big like ID for the car." And I bought the car before I married my wife, and I create a new one. And they said, "Oh, you have a new one, so you cannot." We are not sure you bought it before the marriage, so your wife need to come here and sign that she agreed to so you can sell your car. With this, there is nothing like that. If I want, I can send it anytime to anybody. It doesn't care, nobody cares if I send it to some country which is not with capital controls or with sanctions like Russia or some Iran or some other countries. If I have a friend there, I can do business with him online with Bitcoin. If I keep my Bitcoin in hot wallet or in some like Binance or Bybit, again they can, I'm not sure, they can be hacked. Here I have 100%, everything depends on me. So that's why I think nobody should buy ETFs or use other party to keep the Satoshis for them or the private keys for them.
Yeah.
That's very good way. You can put in you can have backup. You have many options, many options.
And now, is the Bitcoin actually stored on there like a memory stick?
No. The Bitcoin is in the internet. Bitcoin is everywhere. Here is the key to your part of your small part of Satoshis. And with your key, you can send. And again, you are not sending. It's still in the same place, but some other when they have your private key, they have the power to do whatever they want. So this was at the beginning. It was really crazy because it was a long time ago. As I told you, I bought the Ledger Nano S. It was the first Ledger wallet. And when I sit on my laptop, I was in UK at that time, and I watched the number on the screen, and I start thinking, okay, how can I cheat? How can I send and at the same time do something that I keep my Bitcoin or something? I think the old way. When I send digital photo, I keep the original and I copy it. I don't send it. I just copy it. So at the beginning, I was thinking, how is this possible? How? Because it's a long process. My English not so good. I didn't have much time to read about Bitcoin. But slowly, I just see how powerful this thing is. It's just a number on the screen. But that number you cannot copy. You just send or you keep. And it's the invention of the digital scarcity. So it's big thing. It's big thing. Internet changes everything for the last 20, 30 years. All but small businesses, entertainment, gaming. For the dessert, I think is the financial system. This was, we needed to wait 20 years to see the whole experiments with MP3, Napster, all the other things. And now we can disrupt the big boys, the boys who move the world right now. For me, that's a new world order. It's really new. The new very wealthy people will be the people who can keep 10, 20 years their Bitcoin. And this is very risky because they don't know if they will be alive in that time. But if they keep, for example, I said already Max Kaiser, Roger Ver, he's some controversial, but these people, if they keep what they have, they will be on the top of the financial pyramid. And same right now with Salvador, with El Salvador, with the countries. If they continue adding Bitcoin and wait more years, they will be the new Rockefellers, or how to say, the most rich guys from the last century. It was connected to oil and wars. Now the new wealthy people, they will not think about wars. They will create innovation, new technologies. They will put their wealth in different things, not like the people from the past. And I think will be the things who will make a life of the people much better.
I love it. This is a great little segment because people need to be educated. They say, not your keys, not your coins, right? It's one of those Bitcoin things that
exactly.
When you first get into Bitcoin, you're like, why is that important? Because you're so programmed to think, I trust a bank with my wealth, right?
You don't have choice with the other investment. You need to use the services of the other people. Real estate, you use service from I don't know in English how's the name, but when you sell something, you need to go to that guy to check everything. If you are married, if you are not, you need to pay taxes to many different people. Here it's 100% you, and some of the people maybe are not ready for that because they cannot call some bank and say, oh, I made a mistake, give me something back. If you use it, you use it. If you if you're greedy and give your Bitcoin for some 5%, for example, yearly or 10% interest, I'm sure you will use it because that guy will again do the same stuff that banks make. And banks, the government keep them because they are too big to fail. The government save them. Bitcoin companies or not Bitcoin, shitcoin companies, if they want your Bitcoin, there are many traps when you have Bitcoin, especially the early years. Shitcoins, interest, everybody is saying, give me your Bitcoin and I will give you more. And all of the time you lose that Bitcoin. Almost all of the time, okay.
Over a long enough time period, all the time. Maybe in 6 months you might be
usually
safe.
In bull market you're okay. In bear market the problem starts. And if the business is not ready for 50%, 60, 70% correction, it's not even a bear market. I think Bitcoin is from its creation, if you see yearly candles, you have just one correction, or 6-month candles, you have some small correction. Of course, it's not small. For regular traditional markets, 80% down is really big thing, but you see 80% after you see at least 10, 20, 30 X's. So you are again higher highs, higher walls, and this thing will go forever, I think. It will be very interesting next years if we'll go slower or we'll actually will go faster at one point.
Yeah. I think it's going to go faster. I think returns are going to accelerate.
I think they will print more money than COVID. I'm not sure now the big beautiful bill. I'm not sure this will be the reason. Maybe they find other reason. I'm sure they can find other reason. They can sell any reason with on the news. They will say this is very important, or I don't care what it is. But I'm sure they will print. The debt will go higher, and we are still early until some countries start printing money for Bitcoin, or until we start seeing some kind of hyperinflation. At that point, if the trust in the fiat starts going down, people will hide in whatever they think is valuable. Some people will hide in buildings, some people will hide in gold. I guess that will be older people, but more and more people will hide in Bitcoin. And I think everybody needs to have a little bit. This is the most important decision in our time as young people or middle age. This is the most important decision you will make for your finances, not for of course marriage, kids, woman. 20, 30, 50 years ago, the most important thing was to have nice education. Maybe buy a house. It was very cheap at that time. And you are set for life, because the technologies were not so fast. You know, if you study something, you can work 30 years. Now it's probably the same with some like medical stuff, but most of the other things that people are studying, they will be irrelevant in 5-10 years. And the only place to be secure, or how to say, you have with AI and new technology, if you don't have Bitcoin, it will be hard for you. I think it will be hard. You need to very be careful what you are going to work and where you keep your wealth, your savings. Bitcoin, 100% is for everybody. And if you understand it, you cannot just say stay with 1% or 5%. If you have 5% Bitcoin, you don't understand, I'm sure. But you need to start from somewhere. If some friend asks me, I say buy, not very little, not very much, just to get used to the volatility, which is going down. Last cycle is only 30-40%, there is no 40% correction, I think. So it's not so volatile like before. But you need to get used to the swings. And after that, you add more and more, and you think 5-10 years ahead, not one thing, not one year.
Yeah, I like to say you stack first, because you're not going to start learning until you have some skin in the game. So you stack, then you learn, then you hodl. Stack, learn, hodl, and it's a cycle.
Exactly.
And over time, as you learn more, then you stack more, and you have the confidence.
Stack enough to be ready for a big correction or big price jump. Because at big correction, you will say, okay, I have not so many, I will buy more. But if it's going up and you have not that much, you will feel the FOMO and you will start making the wrong decisions. They are not wrong. They are wrong short term. Long term, they will be okay. You will be okay. We will see the cycles. We will see the cycles, because now maybe we broke the 4-year cycle, and now last years you can take it easy, because even if you buy in the wrong time, in 2-3 years you are in profit. If we start following the real estate or gold and we have longer cycles, you are not that safe anymore. If you buy in 5, 6, 7 year bull market and you buy the top, you will need to wait longer. But we don't know what's going to happen. We can see hyperinflation. That's why I never sell everything, and I'm very careful, because I know if I sell, I already did that mistake many times. If I sell, I'll buy less after that. And very careful, what are you selling for? Not some stupid stuff That's very important thing that you're selling. You're selling the future for some stupid stuff. It's not a good decision. Selling just for making your life better, not for other investment. This is my thinking.
Let's move over. Let's go over there. Let's keep the chat going. Yeah, this is awesome, man. When you check the price, does it give you the same emotion that it used to give you? Like,
no.
Yeah.
No. There is some. If I see right now, but no. And especially down, when it's going down, it's hard. At the beginning, the first few years, my first bear market is from 1,200 to 150 or to 200. And at that time, I was not Bitcoin max at all. I had altcoins which don't exist anymore. But I wasn't sure this thing will continue. And 2-3 years after that, from $100, it was 20,000. So after that, and all the emotions from my first bear market, I was young. I didn't have any experience with investment. After that, next 2 bear markets were much easier for me. I was sure because I didn't see anything. I didn't see some hard fork. I didn't see some problems with the protocol. The only problem was the prices going down. And the last time, okay, FTX crashed, some other businesses failed, but this is nothing to do with Bitcoin. TikTok next block, everything continue. The price and the guys who are scared will buy back higher after that. So I see that, I made videos, I have some videos. Usually I'm more active when the price is going down because it's more easier for me. If we do all-time high, I don't know what to say. I can say, I told you so, but I don't want to say that. So when we are going down, I'm very confident that it's temporary and it's for the people who doesn't have Bitcoin, it's the best time. There is the opportunity, not when we are skyrocketing.
Right. One of the beautiful things about podcasting and all the resources out there is that you can learn from others' mistakes. So I didn't have to put my coins on FTX and get rug pulled because I heard so many Bitcoiners say, not your keys, not your coins. And yeah, trying to learn from others' mistakes rather than everybody having to make the same mistakes, right?
I made that mistake 2017, I think, in btc-e.com. I don't know if you know this.
No, I haven't heard this one.
Yeah, it was some not big amount because I started with not so big money, but it was painful, and after that, I'm much more careful.
And why did you not just give up altogether? Because a lot of people, when they get coins stolen or scammed, they think, well, I'm never going to touch another crypto.
First of all, it's my fault. In everything in life, I prefer to think that way. Not, oh, that guy is a scammer, oh, he did something wrong. It's my fault. I put my, at that time, I'm not sure it was Satoshi's. I don't even remember, but I have some crypto and it's my fault. Everything continue, nothing to do with Bitcoin. Protocol is okay. Everything continue. Mm-hmm. So painful. I will not make that mistake to put large amount Satoshis on a website, and that's it. And I continue to tell that to many people, friends, followers, because some of them keep all of their stuff and they don't have a hardware wallet yet, which is a big mistake. Mm-hmm. Big mistake. They don't know the feeling. What is it if they cannot do anything to restore their? That's the early days, that's normal. I see it now, It's Wild West, many startups, many websites, many altcoins and experiments. But even if you do many mistakes, you still have excess. Your portfolio is still going really fast up.
Yeah, you can make a small mistake. So the couple things I want to ask you about. One is Bitcoin as actually money. Like, why do you think it's important that people don't just HODL, but actually spend their Bitcoin and use it as money?
This is a new thing for me. George Manov was talking to me about that. It's the network effect is growing. So if we really want to make it money, we need to use it. The other way, it will stay just like gold or like art. It will go up, but we need to challenge the Visa, MasterCard. For example, you saw how easy it is to make a transaction. So why not do it every time we can do it? And if we are very scared about our Satoshis, we can buy back later. If I have a way to pay in Bitcoin, I'll do it. I have many examples that sounds like mistake, but you have two ways to look on that purchase. For example, many years ago, 6-7 years ago, I bought a 3-day vacation in a Bulgarian mountain for, I'm not sure, for example, €200, something like that, in Bitcoins. Few years later, I can stay half year on that resort, but I bought the Bitcoin even cheaper. So there's always, at some point, as we speak, you need to sell Bitcoin because you have not unlimited time here. You just need to be careful for what? If it's very, very small amount, of course, you can buy everything. Coffee, whatever, banica with Iran, doesn't matter. If you make larger purchases with your Bitcoin, you need to be more careful. But your question, I think it was about the small purchases.
Well, yeah. I mean, you answered it. It's like, if we want Bitcoin to be money, then we need to use it.
Yes,
it's kind
the
of
network effect, the convenience. The people, for example, in the morning, we asked if they see how easy it is. Maybe they will feel it like magic at the beginning. They will try it again at some point. If they see Bitcoin, they will start asking questions. Slowly, that's the way. It's not only books and podcasts. Mm-hmm. We need to experience it.
If we're able to show the world what's happening here in Bulgaria, what's the message that you would hope people walk away with? If you could wave your magic wand, like what do you hope people learn from this?
We are the Bitcoiners here. We are giving something little from us for this big movement, global movement. We are making our steps, and we're passionate about everything. Maybe we are a small country, maybe most of the people don't know where it is exactly, but it's not only USA, it's not only Czech Republic or where are the big conferences. We here also are working for the end goal, which is Bitcoin standard. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. We all have a shared mission and all over the world, yeah. The
small countries have very big opportunities, and if you have visionary leaders, they can do magic for 10-20 years. El Salvador is the big example. The small countries, they can really profit from this big change if they start from the beginning, if they really understand what's going on, because if we follow the big leaders, it will be, we will miss our chance. The thing is, nobody in our government see the possibilities with Bitcoin, so we do it by ourselves.
All right, that's a wrap on the show. Thank you guys for watching. I've been busy. I've been traveling, filming, and I just got back from a few Bitcoin events. I went to Camp Nakamoto on an island in Lake Winnipesaukee New Hampshire, which was awesome. Bitcoiners in nature. It was just a fantastic experience. Not a lot of educational stuff, just a few hours of panels and mostly just connecting, getting in touch with each other and nature, building some new connections, making some new friends. And I have definitely had a takeaway from that, which is just that if you feel like you have something to say, I know I certainly have in the past. It's not that every single episode I'm trying to put my ideas and my perspectives forward, although I certainly do. But if you have something to say, you want to contribute to the conversation around Bitcoin, I think there's no reason why you shouldn't. Like, you don't need permission. You don't even need to start a podcast. You can literally just make one podcast, write an article, whatever it might be. I genuinely think that video and podcasting is just a far more powerful way to share ideas. But whenever I travel to these Bitcoin events, I meet people and I'm like, how have you never been on a podcast or at least done something with your content? Like, people have fantastic ideas that they just don't propagate through the Bitcoin community because they don't put them out there. So my encouragement to you would be do something, create something. You're creative whether you know it or not. And yeah, just that's my last message for the day. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.